Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Now, there were two nailed-on celebrity certainties once war broke out in Ukraine. The first was that Angelina Jolie would at some stage fly over there to make it all about herself, posing for numerous selfies with her adoring fans. Fortunately, some of the Ukrainian youth didn't get the Angie PR op memo. Look at the guy there with his headphones. He's completely ignoring her. Fantastic. The second, of course, was Madonna deciding that what we all needed to cheer ourselves up in these dark times was her doing this on stage in Colombia. Now, to be fair to Madonna, this did actually cheer me up. It did bring a smile to my face, just not, I suspect, for the reasons that she hoped. Well, joining me now is a veteran journalist, attorney, Fox News host, legend, actually, Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo, what a joy to have you on my new show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Piers, my pleasure. We haven't seen each other since Donald Trump's Celebrity Apprentice in 2015.
That's completely true. And in fact, why don't we start with Trump? Because I was going to ask you about my interview, which has obviously ricocheted around the world. It's attracted 3 Trump statements so far of increasing, well, venom and humour, actually, basically saying the interview was terrible, brilliant, great for ratings, I'm a loser, I'm finished and washed up. And then there was this clip last night from his, this was his appearance at a rally where he said this. Think it's coming? Is it coming? You know, we'll come to the clip in a moment. Geraldo, the point I was going to make, he says in the clip that I've gone crazy. Oh, we've got it. I'm sorry, we're going to play it now.
This crazy Piers Morgan, did you see that show? Piers Morgan, thank you, sir. Piers Morgan show, you see Piers Morgan? He sort of had it. I think Piers is over the hill. He opened the show with an interview of me. I did him a favor. I didn't want to do a stupid show. It's on Fox Nation. What is Fox Nation? What is it? They're going to love me when I say, what is Fox? It's on Fox Nation. He opened with great ratings when he did me. And then after my interview was finished, he bombed, and he's now down over 70%. And maybe they'll someday learn that maybe they should hire me as an anchor. Should I go to work as an anchor? We'll get that greatest rating. We'll sit there and we'll riff.
I've got to say, Geraldo, I would watch Donald Trump if he did anchor a show like this. I mean, him live and unfiltered every night would be fantastic. I doubt he's going to do it. But what was it mean? I just felt that it's a massive overreaction by Donald Trump to what was actually, when you watched it, a really insightful, revealing interview, which most people I know who saw it actually thought he came out of it pretty well.
I saw it, and that was the conclusion I had, Piers. It was a pretty good interview. He asked all the right questions, the necessary questions. But as you know, he has profoundly thin skin. He doesn't suffer insults lightly. He has a rule: you hit him, he'll hit you back. Even if you didn't intend to hit him, by even asking a question that he viewed as vaguely, impolite, he carries that grudge forever until there's something else. Like J.D. Vance, the candidate here in the state of Ohio, running for Senate, has just been endorsed by Trump, despite the fact that he called Trump everything from...
I know, I saw that. I've got no doubt.
Remember the exact insults, imbecile and everything else.
I've got no doubt I'll be having a cup of tea with him. But I was going to ask you 2 questions really about it, which I think everyone is wondering. Do you think Trump will run again? Because Tucker Carlson earlier last week on the show doesn't think he will. And secondly, would it be a good thing for America, given how divisive and polarizing he was in those 4 years, albeit not unsuccessful in many ways either? Would it be a good thing if he did?
I think President Trump really wants to be president again. I've known him since 1976. I've never seen him shirk from a challenge. I believe that he's really hurt by the results, the legitimate results of the November 2020 election. He's egotistical. He wants to be back in the White House. It's not that he's deprived of helicopters or huge jumbo private jets. It's just his ego has been rattled, and it's a grudge. It's a grudge now. With the Democratic Party, he wants to be back in the White House to evict them. Now, will he win? I don't know. He'd have some real hurdles to clear, not the least of which is that he's lost voters like me in the middle who supported him, pretty strongly until he decided not to abide by the Constitution of the United States. So he has that hurdle, but, the Republicans have enforced amnesia. They've decided that not to remember January 6th or the rest of it. So I think that he may, unless Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor, who's gaining momentum here, decides to make a go of it, and Trump lives in Florida, he may, I don't know. I'm not sure how that dynamic works. The answer to your question is, I think he probably will run. And do I think that's good for America? I don't think that he will win. I think that there's too much baggage. So I know that that's a dodge of your question because I just don't know the answer. For instance, in Ukraine, what would have happened if Trump were president when Putin was rattling the sabers and mobilizing his army? Would Trump have reacted differently? He was friends with Putin. Maybe it never would have come to an invasion, but maybe, just maybe, when he called the invasion savvy and what was the other word, genius, that he would have kind of let Russia take Ukraine back. I don't know the answer to that.
We just had the White House Correspondents' dinner. I've attended that a few times. You've been many times, I know. We've got a little highlights reel here. It was a fun night. Let's have a look.
This is the first time the president attended this dinner in 6 years. It's understandable. We had a horrible plague, followed by 2 years of COVID. If my predecessor came to this dinner this year, now that would really have been a real coup.
In America, you have the right to seek the truth and speak the truth, even if it makes people in power uncomfortable, even if it makes your viewers or your readers uncomfortable. I stood here tonight and I made fun of the President of the United States, and I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine, right?
I thought that was a very powerful conclusion there by Trevor Noah. I thought he had a good night all round, actually, zinging everybody. But I thought the speech he made at the end there about the importance of free speech and his ability to do zingers at Joe Biden's expense, which would never be tolerated in a totalitarian country, had a powerful impact, I thought.
Well, he said all the right things to a very receptive audience. I was there in 2011, one of the many times that I have been at the Washington Correspondents' dinner, when Donald Trump was in the audience and President Obama just mocked him ruthlessly, saying that he was ready because he had to choose between Meatloaf and some other obscure C-lister who had the hot tub in front of the White House. Trump was outraged by that. I am convinced that that was the night Trump decided he was going to run for president of the United States. He was going to show them. It's that it's that same. You're seeing it in miniature. Yeah. The way he reacts to those kinds of challenges, and I think that put him over the top. Then he decided, I'm going to show Obama, I'm going to show everybody, I'm going to run for president, and I'm going to win.